Most people were taught to divide debt into two boxes: good debt and bad debt. A mortgage goes in the good box, a credit card goes in the bad box. A student loan depends. A car loan is somewhere in the middle. And that sounds useful until you realize something uncomfortable. The label does not decide whether debt makes you richer or poorer. The rate does. A mortgage at 3% and a mortgage at 7% are not the same thing. A car loan at 2% and a car loan at 12% are not the same thing. A credit card at 21% is not just bad debt. It is a financial machine working against you every single day. Teacher Ben wants you to see debt differently. Debt is not automatically good because it bought a house. Debt is not automatically bad because it bought something that loses value. Debt is simply money you use today and pay back later with a fee. That fee is the interest rate. And the real question is not, is this good debt or bad debt? The real question is this debt costing me more than my money could earn somewhere else? That one question changes everything. Let's make it real. Meet Ryan. Ryan is 36 years old. He earns $80,000 a year. He has a steady job, pays his bills on time, and would never describe himself as irresponsible. But Ryan has a credit card balance of $9,000. It did not happen all at once. A car repair, a medical bill, a few months of groceries costing more than expected, some holiday spending he planned to pay off later. Now the balance just sits there. Every month, Ryan sends $250 to the card. He feels like he is making progress. But Teacher Ben looks at the statement and sees the number Ryan has been ignoring. The card charges 21.5% interest on $9,000. That is about $1,900 a year in interest. That is roughly $160 a month before Ryan has meaningfully reduced the balance. So when Ryan sends $250, a large part of that payment is not destroying the debt. It is renting the debt for another month. This is why credit card debt is so dangerous. It does not always feel like an emergency. The app still opens. The minimum payment looks manageable. The credit score may still be fine. But behind the scenes, the rate is moving faster than Ryan is. If he keeps paying around $250 a month, that $9,000 balance could take years to eliminate. And by the time it is gone, Ryan may have paid thousands of dollars in interest. He did not just buy the original emergency. He bought the emergency again through interest. Now meet Olivia. Olivia is also 36. She also earns $80,000 a year. But her main debt is a fixed mortgage at 6.5%. She has no credit card balance, no personal loans, no buy now, pay later payments stacked on top of each other. Every month, after bills and savings, Olivia has an extra $500. She has a decision. Should she send that extra $500 to the mortgage? Or should she invest it? This is where the old advice fails. The old advice says the mortgage is good debt. But that does not answer the question. A 6.5% mortgage is not free money. If Olivia pays extra toward that mortgage, she earns a guaranteed return of 6.5% because that is interest she no longer pays. That is a real return. It is safe. It is predictable. But if Olivia invests that same $500 every month and earns an average of 8% over the long run, the result may be much larger. After 10 years, $500 a month at 8% becomes about $91,000. After 20 years, it becomes about $294,000. After 30 years, it becomes about $745,000. But here is the catch. That 8% is not guaranteed. The market does not move in a straight line. Some years are great. Some years are painful. And some people say they will invest the difference. But when the money hits their checking account, it disappears into restaurants, vacations, subscriptions, and upgrades. So Olivia's mortgage is not automatically good, and paying it off early is not automatically bad. It depends on the rate, the alternative return, and her behavior. That is the real finance math. Now compare Ryan and Olivia. Ryan's credit card costs 21.5%. Olivia's mortgage costs 6.5%. If Ryan invests money while keeping the credit card balance, he is trying to beat 21.5%. That is almost impossible to do reliably. If Olivia invests money while keeping the mortgage, she is trying to beat 6.5%. That is possible over long periods, but not guaranteed. Same word, debt. Completely different math. This is why Teacher Ben uses a simple line. Above 8%, debt usually deserves to be attacked aggressively. Below 6%, debt may be worth keeping while you invest, especially if the rate is fixed and your finances are stable. Between 6 and 8% is the gray zone. That is where the answer depends on your taxes, your risk tolerance, your emergency fund, your age, and whether you will actually invest the difference. This line is not perfect, but it is far better than calling one debt good and another debt bad without checking the number. Let's put a few debts on the board. A credit card at 21.5%, a personal loan at 12%, a car loan at 9%, a student loan at 6.5%, a mortgage at 6.5%. Most people rank these emotionally. The credit card feels embarrassing. The personal loan feels annoying. The car loan feels normal. The student loan feels like an investment in yourself. The mortgage feels responsible. But Teacher Ben does not rank them by emotion. He ranks them by interest rate. The credit card comes first. 21.5% is a financial fire. The personal loan comes second. 12% is still expensive money. The car loan comes third. 9% is above the line, and the car is probably losing value at the same time. The student loan and mortgage sit in the gray zone. They are not harmless, but they are not the same kind of emergency. This ranking gives you a better plan. Make the minimum payments on everything. Keep enough cash so one surprise does not push you deeper into debt. Capture any employer. Retirement match if you have one, because a match can be an instant return that is too valuable to ignore. Then attack the highest interest rate first, not the smallest balance, not the debt that makes you feel the most guilty, not the loan your parents told you to hate, the highest rate, because the highest rate is the loudest leak. This is also why paying off high-interest debt should be viewed as an investment. If Ryan pays off a credit card charging 21.5%, he is not just getting rid of a bill, he is earning a guaranteed 21.5% return by avoiding that interest. And that return is effectively tax-free because avoiding interest is not taxable income. There are very few legal investments available to normal people that can reliably beat that. The stock market may average strong returns over long periods, but it is volatile. A savings account may be safe, but it pays much less. But paying off a 21% credit card? That is guaranteed. The return is sitting inside the debt itself. This is where people get confused about the wealthy. You have probably heard that rich people use debt to get richer, and sometimes they do. But not because debt is magic. They use debt when the rate is lower than the return they expect from the asset. If someone owns a large stock portfolio, a business, or real estate, they may borrow against it at a relatively low rate instead of selling the asset. The asset keeps growing. The debt costs less than the asset may earn. That is the same rule. Borrow cheap, earn more, keep the spread. But that strategy has risk. If the asset falls, the loan can become dangerous. If rates rise, the math can break. If cash flow disappears, the debt still wants to be paid. So the lesson is not, go borrow like a billionaire. The lesson is, understand the line they are using. Cheap debt attached to productive assets can build wealth. Expensive debt attached to consumption can destroy it. And debt attached to nothing but lifestyle is the most dangerous kind, because there is no asset fighting for you on the other side. This is why the phrase, "I can afford the payment," is so expensive. The payment is not the full cost. The payment is just the amount required to keep the debt alive. A $400 car payment at 3% is not the same as a $400 car payment at 11%. A $2,000 mortgage payment at 3% is not the same as a $2,000 mortgage payment at 7%. A minimum payment on a credit card does not mean the debt is under control. It may mean the lender has found the smallest number you can tolerate while the balance survives for years. So before you ask, "Can I afford the payment?" ask a better question. What is the rate doing to my future? Because the rate is the silent partner in every debt decision. Sometimes that partner helps you. Sometimes it quietly eats your wealth before you ever get to use it. Now let's go back to Ryan. For years, Ryan treated his credit card like a normal bill. Then he sees the line, 21.5%. He compares that to what his savings might earn. He compares it to what the market might earn. He compares it to his other loans. And suddenly the card no longer looks like a small inconvenience. It looks like the best guaranteed payoff opportunity in his financial life. So Ryan changes the order. He keeps a small emergency fund. He gets his employer match. Then every extra dollar attacks the card. Not because credit cards are morally evil, because 21.5% is mathematically brutal. once the card is gone, Ryan does something most people forget. He does not let the old payment disappear. He redirects it. The same $250 that used to go to the bank now goes to savings, investing, or the next highest rate debt. The payment does not vanish. It changes sides. That is the real transformation. Ryan is not suddenly rich. He did not discover a secret investment. He simply moved his money from a place where it was compounding against him to a place where it could start compounding for him. And over 10, 20, or 30 years, that change can be worth more than it feels like in the moment. Because money has direction. High-rate debt pulls it backward. Investing pushes it forward. Low-rate debt sits in the middle and must be judged carefully. So here is Teacher Ben's rule. Do not judge debt by the story attached to it. Judge debt by the rate attached to it. The story tells you why you borrowed. The rate tells you what it costs to keep borrowing. Above 8%, attack. Below 6%, think before you rush. Between 6 and 8%, run the numbers and be honest about your risk and behavior. And always remember this: debt is not good or bad. Debt is a rate measured against an alternative. If the rate is too high, paying it off is the investment. If the rate is low, keeping it may give your money room to grow elsewhere. And if you never check the rate, you are not making a strategy. You are guessing. If this video helped you see debt differently, hit the like button, subscribe to The Real Finance Math, and comment which debt Teacher Ben should break down next: mortgage, car loan, student loan, or credit card. Because the next time someone tells you debt is good or bad, you will know the better question. What is the rate? And what could that money be doing instead?